wins on the bounce. Pretty comprehensive win as well on the weekend. How's the mood amongst the camp?
Yeah, really good. I think in football clubs, when you're winning games, everyone's excited to come in first day back. So I think it was our best performance, especially in the first half, and the best we had been with the ball. And I think that's the most encouraging thing is I think we've been getting better each week.
Last time you won 5 in a row. Game number 5 was the grand final against the Wanderers. Are you sort of feeling with the form you're on at the moment, up to third now, that this really could be your year?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit premature to be talking about it could be our year as such, but I definitely see the similarities in the confidence in the group, in the will to want to work for each other and get better, and I think those basics and those fundamentals are there, and it's up to us as players and the coaching staff to keep driving that and to keep getting better.
Did you think you could find this form? You're only one game off top spot at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I always believed we had a good team. We've got a good coaching staff, and I think early on in the season it was just finding the consistency with the same starting 11, which we struggled with injuries, and we still are now. But you know, we all understand our roles a little bit better, and it's coming together quite nicely with the mix of experience and inexperience, and everyone's playing their role.
And 4 goals in 4 for yourself. Does it feel like you can't stop scoring at the moment?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's good. It's one of those things. Again, it's like winning. You know, it's a habit, and same with me for scoring. I'm very confident in my ability to score every game I go out there, and the way we've set up as a team. I think it really suits me, and I know I'm going to get the assists and I guess from the wide players and from Cassini up top. He's been playing really well, and yeah, it's all coming together nicely.
Yeah, what do you put that blistering form down to? Is it just purely the fact that you're getting better delivery, or is it?
Yeah, probably a combination. I think at the start of the season I missed the whole of pre-season with a leg injury, and I wasn't really that fit, and then had a little calf injury. So I think the last 2 weeks is probably the best I've felt physically, which is important. Of course, the team's winning, and yeah, just mentally, it's the best headspace I've been in as a player, and really enjoying myself on the field and off the field, and I think it's coming together.
What does maintaining up with? You know, you've got Craig scoring as well, you've got Cassini scoring. You know, it feels like it's a really attacking side at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. We've got players that can score goals. Obviously, like you said, you got Craig, you got Ben Halloran, you got Cassini, who's stepping up and scoring. Myself, and then you know you've still got Mohamed Toure, who's out injured, Tommy Juric, who's out injured. So we've got goals, and I think the most important thing is defensively is we needed to be a little bit tighter in that run of games when we started to lose, and that's something we've definitely done better in. It was disappointing not to get a clean sheet, but we know we're going to score every game, so it's just about making sure that we defend well.
In saying that, Sydney FC this week's a pretty big challenge. I don't think you've beaten them since 2016. How do you go about it then?
Yeah, well, it's a pretty big game for us then to end that streak. Obviously, they've been the best side in the last 3 years, let's say, and maybe they're not in the best form at the moment, but they've got a similar squad, and they've got great players that can win games, and they've got a tough game tonight against Perth Glory, so we'll be able to see how they line up, and you know, we're all really excited to go out there and play in front of our home fans, and I guess end the hoodoo against them.
Is that an advantage that you actually get to watch them tonight and actually see them play only a few days out from you playing them yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's always an advantage, but at the same time, it's something that we've tried to do is just focus very much on ourselves, and that's what we've been doing the last 4 or 5 games. And if we play well, we're pretty confident, no matter who we come up against, that we're going to be able to match them and win the game.
Will you get together as a team to watch it? How are you? Or are you sort of all tuning in at the same time?
Nah, it's a bit late for me. I think it's a 9 o'clock game, so I'll be in bed. But I'll watch the game tomorrow probably, and I know the coaching staff will do that. We'll go through the video probably on Friday. So different players watch the games, I'm sure, and other players don't watch the game. Some people, I'm sure, don't like watching too much football. But we go through our video every week, and we analyse where we can hurt the team and where their main threats are.
With your form, we've got a Socceroos camp coming up in just a couple of months. So you're sort of starting to think that you're in the type of form that could see you push for a selection?
Yeah, I think why not? You know, I'm scoring goals from midfield. I think that's a really important thing, and a coach from any team is going to look for that. But as much as I want to be in that, and I think that's my aim and aspirations, I'm not really focusing on that. I know it's a cliche, but I'm really trying to focus on the process of every week and playing well, and that's what I've been doing so far this season, and I think that's what's got me into this good form. So I'm not looking too far ahead, but really just focusing on playing and being the best captain for the club and the best player I can be out there.
Like you say, probably don't want to look too far ahead, but I think Mitch Duke spoke about the camp being on at the same time as the A-League finals. Obviously, you don't want to look too far ahead, but do you think that could sort of pose a problem for a lot of players having to decide between Socceroos and the A-League team?
Yeah, it's strange. It's going to be it's been a strange 12 months, I guess, with everything that's gone on. And I think added to that, if you do go away, I'm not 100% sure when the camp's on, but you're obviously going to have to quarantine for 2 weeks when you get back as well. So it's something that, obviously the camp goes for a few weeks and then you're in quarantine for a few weeks. So you're probably ruled out for the rest of the year. And it's something that it's going to be a tough decision for the players that have to make that.
About halfway in now, how have you had to sort of adjust your game, obviously being the captain this year? Have you had to change much over the first bit of the season? Or?
Probably not too much. I think early on I tried to really just play the same way as I was before, and I think the first couple of games that was good. Then I had a little injury and we went in a bit of a form slump, and then even coming back into the team I did feel the pressure a little bit because I felt like it was part of my role to help the other players improve and be better players, and obviously that would make us win games, and when you're losing games it feels like everybody's against you. So I really kind of just went back to worrying about myself first and foremost and how I played on the field and leading by example in that way, and hopefully bringing other players along, and that's what I think I've done in the last 4 or 5 weeks, as well as speaking to people on the side, but really on game day I think that's a big one. If I can inspire players to be their best through my performances, I think I'm doing a good job.
I guess with that, obviously having Craig Goodwin back is a massive boost on the pitch, but I guess off the pitch as well, was it good having that familiar sort of experience base back around the club?
Yeah, definitely. He doesn't say too much around the club, so you wouldn't know he's there. But just joking. But he's a good guy. He's a great guy to have around the club, and I think having that experience on the field, maybe not so much with his talking, because on the field he's not a loud person, but just the calmness. And I think Javi Lopez has been a really big one as well, not taking away from Craig, but Javi's added that bit of experience, and when he gets the ball, the same with Craig, that they're going to do something well with it, and they're going to do the right thing, they're going to keep the ball when we need to, or when we're going to go forward, they go forward, they make the right decisions, and that's why they're obviously top class players.
Can we touch on just a couple of injuries, as mentioned before? Tommy Urich, he was out on the track today. Where do you sort of see him at the moment?
Yeah, he's feeling good. From speaking to him, he's positive. I think he probably had a few days of feeling pretty down and a little bit unsure of when he was going to be back, and now I think he's seeing light at the end of the tunnel. He was on the field today and looking quite good. So I think it's important for him to get a good block of training in, knowing me being in a similar boat, being injured at the start of pre-season. And you get thrown into the games, you're always chasing your tail, and your performances probably dip as well as the chance of having other injuries. So I think it's important for him to get a couple of weeks of training in, so when he does come in, he's at his best. Because if he gets back to that, then we're in a great position now, but we'll be even in a better position then.
Did they pinpoint exactly what was wrong with him? It sounds like it was a groin, and someone said it was a calf. That there was no sort of...
Yeah, I think it was a groin and then a calf, and now he's feeling good, so that's the main thing.
Mo Toure was mentioned before. He's come back from a hamstring injury. Where's he at? He was running some laps today as well.
Yeah, so he's obviously disappointing he got injured in the way he did, but that's part of football, and gives opportunities for other players, but he's coming along quite nicely. Obviously still a few weeks away, and the same thing, they're not going to rush it, because the type of injury and the type of player he is obviously an explosive player, and hamstring injuries are something that you don't want to mess around with, and it's important when he does come back that he can make an impact and stay injury-free for the run into the finals. And
your goalkeeper, James Delinov, where is he sort of at the moment?
Yeah, it's a couple of weeks away, so I'm not sure if a keeper needs a hamstring, but he's a couple of weeks away. So he's obviously disappointed that he's not playing, but I think he's pretty happy for Joe to be stepping in and making his debut and having 2 really good games, and when he comes back, it's going to be a great fight for the position.
Just a quick one on during the coverage, heard Cassini Yengi cop a bit of a spray from Carl for his roles.
What did Carl say?
I'm not sure. Do you know if Carl sort of spoke to Cassini about that, and have the boys been giving him Cassini a bit of stick about that? Yeah,
I think Carl's definitely spoken to him, and the players have spoken to him. I think it's important for every individual to be who they are as a person, and if he wants to act like that, that's completely up to him. I think the most disappointing thing of it is that people are talking about that rather than his performance, which takes away from him. So I think that's a message that's been passed on to him, and something that he doesn't need to do. I've been through my fair share of stuff, and I think it's important for for players to make mistakes and for players to learn, because it's important. If they don't make the mistakes, they're never going to learn. So he needs to worry about playing well, and that's what he's been doing. And the rest of the stuff he probably can not worry about. But you know, that's him as a player, and if he can produce on the field and do that stuff, if that's what's going to make him play and score goals, then he can keep rolling on the floor.